Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live in the year 2020. We made it. We made it. I wish I could play this thing. I really don't know how to play it at all. You know that song where all your thoughts be forgotten. Okay, all right. Well, I'll leave that alone. Let me stick to what I do best, I guess, and that's running my mouth. Hey, guys, welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live here on this January 3rd, 2020. So happy that you guys will be joining in with us today. Hey, we're looking for a fun, exciting show today, but we have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming weeks. And months, and actually this should be a fantastic year for kickboxing, IKF kickboxing, point kickboxing, and all of that. So we have a big plan for this year, and I tell you, it should be a lot of fun. So today, my purpose is to just give you some general ideas of some of the things we have going on. And just talk about a few things. Won't be that long today. And then, we're going to set ourselves up for a big show that we have coming up next week. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that shortly. As always, guys, we want to thank our sponsors, Blackout Fight Gear, for all they do for us, blackoutfights.com. We have a store on our website where you can actually see an order right from our website at akpromotions.org. So be sure to check that out. Also, Eastern Offset Printing, they're out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. They do all of our printing and all of our other supplies and things like that for us and all in that. So give them a try. Just look up Eastern Offset Printing in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. Give them a call. They can get some good stuff for you. Really good posters and flyers and different things like that. Do a great job. As you might see now, we have a new format that we are working on, and I'm really excited about it. My first time really using it, and also if I make a couple of boo-boos, hopefully you guys will forgive me for that and all, but I just wanted to try something a little bit different and everything, and so that we can, give all of our viewers a better viewing and listening experience. Hope you guys are hearing me okay out there right now. Mr. Ron Hilton, I see he's on. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Ron Hilton. Certainly appreciate that. We have an event coming up really soon, February 29th. They're at the Landmark Hotel there in Myrtle Beach. We'll chat about that in just a little bit as well. Also want to remind everyone about our IKF PKB tournaments that we have going on across the country. IKF PKB tournaments, it's the thing, guys. It's what's happening. It's what a lot of people are getting involved with. Why? There are no knockouts. It's not done in a ring. It's semi-contact action that you can get in and you can work your Muay Thai and kickboxing skills. It will improve your boxing. It will improve your clinch. It will improve your kicks, your knees, everything, right? Footwork, timing, and all. The IKF PKB tournaments is what's happening. And I hope that you guys will join in on some of the tournaments that we are doing across the country and all that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later as well, guys. Also, we have an Instagram account. It is PKB_kickboxing. If you want to keep up with some of the things, we'll try to start posting a little bit more on our Instagram page. And we will, be putting that out there. So if you want to check us out on Instagram, it's PKB_kickboxing. Mr. Lance Adams, I see that you're on too. We have a tournament coming up there as well on February the 1st, right there in Columbia, South Carolina. So we'll certainly be talking a little bit more about that as well. Before I get too much ahead of myself, though, I also want to remind everyone on next Friday, January the 10th, guys, really excited about having this person on. He is a former world champion kickboxer. This man, I tell you what, he was super, super, super exciting in the ring. Jerry, the Golden Boy Trimble is his name. I will tell you right now, this guy was phenomenal, and he is still phenomenal because he's now also a motivational speaker. He's an actor. and a stunt man. He does a lot of things. But next Friday, January 10th, he's going to be on, and he's going to be just kind of telling a little bit about his career and giving you some tips on how to live a better life. He speaks to a lot of schools. He speaks to a lot of kids. He talks to people about just being their personal best. And he uses some of the things that, he's accomplished in his life, ups and downs, peaks and valleys, to motivate and inspire people to do better and be better. So we're really, really, really excited to have him on next weekend. Jerry Goldenboy Trimble, next Friday, January the 10th. Be there or be square. All right, guys. So we're looking forward to talking with him. Also, the ICAF Spring Classic is coming up. And I definitely want to talk a little bit about that. We see registrations coming in for that outstanding event, guys. And if you don't know about the ICAF Spring Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on March the 20th or 21st, I don't know what's up with that, right? So it is a full contact event. It's knockout action and everything. And certainly is something that if you are living here on the East Coast, anywhere on the East Coast, you can come from anywhere. We don't care where you come from. You can come wherever you want. But if you are living anywhere within driving distance, some people fly in, of course, you need to be a part of the IKF Spring Classic, March 20 and 21st in Myrtle Beach. Registration is going on right now. In fact, there is a deadline among us. On this Monday is a critical deadline. That and that's just not that critical. It's just if you don't want to pay more money, right? So on this Monday, registration is going to go up like another $15. It's only at $60 right now. We are probably the cheapest tournament out there, but we have nice belts. We have nice awards. It's a pretty good event. I think most people will say that. But registration is going to go up after Monday, like another $15, guys. So listen, why pay more? I mean, hey, we give the early bird registrations the opportunity to register early. Those early bird registrations also opens up a division. If they want to open up, they're the first seed in their division. That's important. Don't take that for granted. Man, it's raining cats and dogs outside. But anyway, but it's an important thing to be first seed, because if there are three fighters, those 2 and 3 fight each other first, and then you will have that bye to be able to fight the winner of that bout. That could give you a title. So register early. So you register by Monday, January 6th. You can save some valuable dollars, and you can also get top seeds. Allie Parker, Happy New Year to you too. Thanks for being on here today as well. So again, the ICAF Spring Classic is the 4th annual event, but this is our 10th event in this area because we do a fall classic as well. Get registered and save. If you know you're going to be there, and if you have those extra dollars right now, we also do credit cards or whatever. You can go online and register right now with akpromotions.org, and we're going to get you up where, again, if you're one of the early bird registration after the 6th, we're going to remove the early birds for the most part. You can still open up a division, but those are the people who pay less money to get registered early, right? So if you want to be one of those people, go ahead and get registered by Monday, guys. It's going to be a great event. It's full contact action. Now, also just so you know, at the Spring Classic, we will again have the IKL PKB. We're certainly going to have that there. It's going to be a lot of fun again this year. I mean, that event is, we had like 100, maybe 40, 50 competitors at the last East Coast Classic. We had about half of that in the peak. Not including the full contact, but another like 60 or 70 some competitors in the PKB at the East Coast Classic, right? So the PKB there is really growing. But remember, we also have the PBSC for kickboxing, for boxing only, just hands, right? We have the point boxing sparring circuit going on too. So you can register on the website at akpromotions.org for the semi-contact portion of the East Coast Classic as well. So you got the full contact, and then you have the semi-contact Muay Thai and kickboxing and the semi-contact boxing. Oh my goodness, we're going to have a good time in March, boy. But I tell you, we have a good time all the time, frankly. But I want you to join us on our calendar. Just go to akpromotions.org. Check out all the events that we have going on across the country. Already, we must have put about 30-some events there that's happening on the West Coast in California the other day. We have about that many or more right here in the on the East Coast. So we're going to have a ton of events. It'll be probably there'll be 100 and some events again. So I would recommend that you definitely, if you can, join in on our circuit. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to leave my PKB logo up there. But I'm going to talk about a couple of upcoming events for some of those people who are working with us. If you want to become a promoter, remember, you want to get on right now, you can contact us again from the website at akpromotions.org. We're always looking for good promoters who are willing to go out there and work and put that energy in and want a great fundraiser for their club, especially here in the new year. It's a great fundraiser. I think most people will admit that it works. I also, as the president of the organization, I try to keep events separated so people won't pack events right on top of each other and won't conflict too much with each other so that everybody can get a fair shake and have a great event. So if you want to be a part of our iCare PKB or our PBSC boxing sparring circuit, you can just contact us at akpromotion.org. You can contact me directly at 843-773-1005. Obviously not right now, won't answer the phone, all right? Or all of our email information, all that is on the website. We'd love for you to be a part of it. Coming up on January 18th, right here in the southeastern United States, is going to be our first event of the year in this area with Mr. Kenneth Keith over in Durham, North Carolina, Durham Martial Arts, guys. It's a great event. He's a really nice guy. It's a nice club over there in Durham. January 18th, IKF, PKB, and PBSC sparring, guys. So go ahead and register now. I've already seen some registrations coming in on that at akpromotions.org is where you can do that. On January 25th and 26th, we have an IKF PKB sparring tournament at the Fit Expo, and that is in Los Angeles, California, over there with my man Ryan and Jackie over there with the Fit Expo people. They do a great job at the Fit Expo, a lot of good participation. Again, that's January 25th and 26th. They're going to be giving away some great IKF PKB belts and awards there as well. You can register for that event, though, at our California website, pointmuaythaica.com, or just contact Ryan Hodges there on Facebook there, and he can give you more information about that event. Coming up on February the 1st, we're in Columbia, South Carolina with Mr. Lance Adams, guys. Mr. Lance Adams is a newcomer for us. He's been out there a long time. He has a Warrior MMA gym there in Columbia, South Carolina. Really nice facility there. You know what? He's a pretty nice guy, too. I've enjoyed talking with him and meeting with him. And I love, we're going to have him on the show here in a few weeks to talk about some of his passions and things about what he's doing. Really nice guy. I love to see some of the work that he's doing out there for the kids and stuff like that. And I think that adding the PKB to his agenda and the PBSC is just going to add just even more flavor, if you will, to all of the other good things that he's already doing. So we're looking forward to seeing him on February 1st in Columbia, South Carolina. You can go to the website and find this information at akpromotions.org, or you can see him, contact him right there on Facebook. Right, Mr. Lance Adam is his name. Also on February the 8th in Carlsbad, California, our man Rolando Montano is going to be doing his thing. He's been with us quite a while and does a good job with this event. So you want to check him out there. Just go, I think it's Carlsbad Kickboxing there on Facebook. So definitely give him a call, contact him. He has a great event coming up there on February the 8th there in Carlsbad, California. We are going to be here on the East Coast with Mr. What is his name? Chris Clodfelter, like one of our big supporters. He's been with us for a long time. You are welcome, Lance. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being a part of everything that we do. And I think that we're going to have a good time together, brother. I think there's going to be some great events there, and looking forward to working with you. So definitely we will see you around. Mr. Chris Clodfelter is also having a PKB sparring event there on February the 8th. Looking forward to being there. We've been doing some tournaments there for quite a while and everything, and he does a really good job with this event there. We have a special guest that is also going to be a part of that event there. And I want to see quickly if I can bring a picture of this person up so you can see who he is. I will tell you, he is an 11-time World Muay Thai champion. And I will tell you right now, he is somebody that you will not want to miss. This guy is outstanding. He is professional. He is one of the best fighters you have ever seen. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nathan Corbett. He is an 11-time world champion. I want you to go on Facebook or go to YouTube, and I want you to type in Nathan Corbett. You are going to be amazed at how good this guy was and is. I mean, he is phenomenal. You can see that look on his face. He's got a mean mug going on there. But some of his fights, I was looking at some of his fights on YouTube. Oh my gosh, he's really known for the elbow strike. He's got all kinds of elbow strikes. Even though we don't do elbows in the PKB, you can learn a lot about elbows and all. He's got great kicks. He's got great boxing skills and all. And I think it's going to be a great event. So he's going to be, the way this is going to work. So on February 8th, earlier that morning, I'm going to say around 9 o'clock to like 2 hours. It's going to be a 2-hour seminar. So around 9 o'clock, you want to be there or before, right? We'll be there at the door at 9. So you want to go ahead and get ready. So he's going to start the seminar shortly after that. It's going to be for a few hours. Then around noon, we're going to start the PKB and the PBSC tournament, right? So he's going to have a few hours where he is going to drop some serious knowledge on you, right? So you definitely want to check out 11-time world champion, 11, count them, 11-time world champion, Mr. Nathan Corbett, who's going to be right there in Winston-Salem. He's originally from Australia. I'm not sure where he lives right now, but he's going to be in Winston-Salem. He's going to be training there with Mr. Chris Caulfield. He's going to help us out with the PKB as well. He's going to help out with some judging and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great to meet. I haven't met him yet, but we also plan to interview him on probably that Friday, which would be February the 7th. We plan to have a little chat with him and tell you about his great career and some of his philosophies and ideas and stuff like that. So we're looking forward to talking to Mr. Lance Adams. I said Mr. Lance Adams. Mr. Nathan Corbett. I'm looking at Lance's name there. Mr. Nathan Corbett. So looking forward to having him there. You know, guys, let me say this also. Saturday, February the 29th. Again, I mentioned it earlier. We'll be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with Mr. Ron Hilton. And he's got an ICAP, PKB, and a PBSC tournament there. He also has, excuse me, still got that allergy thing. He also has a sports jiu-jitsu tournament. So if you guys like to grapple and kind of strike and all of that too, you can do that right there in Myrtle Beach at the Landmark Hotel on February 29th, but we're also going to have the ICAP PKB and the PBSC sparring tournament going on there as well. So you want to definitely come and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun and everything for everyone. February 29th. Now, listen, I got a busy schedule, I told you. Later that evening, Mr. Don Roger is doing a full contact show in Durham, North Carolina. And that's about 3 hours or so away, right? And it's full contact, no PKB that day for him, but it's full contact action. But he does have, now that I think about it, he does have a PKB the week before the 29th. I think that's like the 18th or something like that. So anyway, he does have a PKB the week before, Mr. Don Roger does, but on February 29th, he has a full contact show, and he's going to put together a dynamite show there at the Durham Armory. His shows are fantastic and all. And so I'm going to then finish, when I finish up the tournament in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, then I'm going to shoot over to Mr. Don Roger. There's an IKF sanctioned event and all. And so I'll be in Durham that evening. Hey, I told you, I'm going to be if you think I was a road monster this past year, it's going to be crazy in 2020. I'm going to be out there. We're going to make it happen. My reps across the country are going to be working really hard. And again, if you want to be a part of that, feel free to join us. If you're a good person and like good things and want to do good things for people, and you want to host some good events and you're willing to work at it and all that, hey, you know what? we got it for you. Whether it's full contact or whether it's semi-contact, IKF PKB, IKF full contact events, we can work with you and help you out with your events and make them really legit. We're insured and everything as well. We can make them really legit, and we can make sure that the shows are run well and that the fighters are really taken care of. Really, really important. So wanted to definitely remind you about some of the upcoming events and things that we have going on. You know, there's always good and bad that happens in life, and we know that. You know, I always hate to bring up things, but you know, life is what it is, and I just want to say, my condolences to our John Rex's, you know, family and friends. He's still around. He's hanging in there. He's a fighter, right? So he's hanging in there. But I saw a message last night on Facebook by someone who knows him well. I think it was Gabby Maxwell, who I think I know back when I was living in California. She kind of gave a pretty bleak future, I guess. You know, he's really had a massive heart attack. And we're wishing them all the best. You know, we don't know how things ultimately come out. We just know that it's not good. It's not good right now for him. What I want to say about him, though, is I remember him. I know him. I've seen him. I think I've seen him at the World Classic, but I know I'm almost like 100% sure he worked our first West Coast Classic, first and only West Coast Classic out there in 2011. And man, he's phenomenal. The times I have seen him, always smiling, always having a good time. I mean, this guy, so many people think so much of him. He made it better for so many people. He really understands the sport of Muay Thai, and he's helped out a lot of people along the way. I mean, he's fighting. He's really fighting a tough battle right now. You know, massive heart attacks. You know, really, you know, tough. So I hope that you guys, maybe even here, maybe he'll see this later. Just post, you know, some sincere thoughts to he and the family and his friends over there in California. Crew Rex, John Rex, you are such a valuable asset in our sport. You are, and you have been, and you helped out a lot of people, and you're well respected. And I know the IKF and other organizations out there who you've worked with will, you know, certainly miss your presence right now, but who knows? Hey, you know, things happen, things could change. But in any case, I just want you to know you have been a great joy and a great asset to the sport, and we are wishing you all the best, sir. Thank you. Wishing you all the best. Okay, all right, guys. So we're going to move right on here with some other things that we have going on. You know, last year, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening. With our show. We had a lot of people on our show. We had some great stories. Some great interviews. We talked to so many people, and I'm going to go through a few of those people right now, you know, just to kind of talk a little bit about, you know, what those shows were like and everything, and, you know, just a quick impression. Yesterday, I, you know, did a little playback. But before I go there, guys, I want to talk a little bit about something that was pretty big. Some of you guys will appreciate this. Is Glory heavyweight champion Rico Verhoeven still the champ? Okay, so what this is about was Rico and Badr Hari had a huge fight over in the Netherlands. It was Glory kickboxing event. They had like 30,000 people there in the stadium. And I don't know how many people watch it. I know they broke a lot of records, right? Fantastic show, great fights. We had our man, boy, what is his name? He's going to shoot me next time he sees me. Asa Tempao, fought on the card. Had a good fight. He did lose out on that one, but I'm sure he'll be back this year in 2020. But what a fantastic fight that Rico and Beto had. I mean, it was 3 rounds of just boom, 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 boom. It should have gone 5. But Rico, who is the champion, who's, I think, defended his title like 17 times, right? He got knocked down twice within those 3 rounds. Twice. And he was hurt. Then Badahari tried to go and try this fancy kick because he knocked Rico down with a head kick on the second knockdown. And I don't know if that was how he hurt his leg, because Rico had a leg attack from just somewhere else. He was attacking that leg all night long. You could see it was a strategic, it was a great strategy, and he was banging that leg all night long. Now, but he did get knocked down with a head kick, and the kick landed kind of high. I don't even know if it was the same leg. I haven't looked at it that much. So anyway, when Badahari went down, he couldn't get up. Fight over. Rico still the champ. The question is Rico still the glory heavyweight champion? Absolutely, he's the champion. Let me explain something to you haters out there. I've been seeing some people posting, oh, Bada is the champion. Bada, I like Bada. I mean, his personality seems to change a lot. He fought a hell of a fight. That guy, he had the right tools for Rico. I'm telling you, he was definitely on his way to a win. There is no doubt about that. But, as Rico said, it's not over until it's over, baby. And he is absolutely 110% correct. You don't know. Rico might have come back and landed that big punch and knocked him out, right? You don't know. He's a fighter. He's a kickboxer. He knows kicks and knees. He's knocked a lot of people out too. So it's not over until it's over. And people need to recognize it's not over until it's over. So yes, indeed, Rico Verhoeven is still the heavyweight champion, and he will be until somebody finishes the fight, whether he's on the mat or at the end of it, their hands are raised. It reminds me of when I fought for my first world championship. I trained like a maniac for that fight. I mean, literally, I sparred so many rounds. I was literally in one of the best shape of my life. I was ready for 12 rounds, and we went 12 rounds. And in the 4th round of that fight, the champion, Alvin Pryor, bent down into my knee. And my knee smacked him right in the top of the head and hit this soft spot right on the inside of my knee. I'm telling you, it was an accidental knee to the head. We didn't knee, and we didn't knee the head. When I threw the knee out, my knee smashed on the side. And I'm literally, one of those 5-minute things, where you get an accidental hitting the groin or something like that, or any kind of accidental blow, you have 5 minutes to recover. Well, I needed the 5 minutes and then some. That's how bad my knee was. Now, let me skip forward for a minute. After the fight, I was in a wheelchair. After the fight, I came back through the airport in a wheelchair. They had to pump 70 cc's of fluid, whatever cc's are, out of my kneecap. That's how big it was. I was coming back through the airport. Yes, the new PKA welterweight champion of the world in a wheelchair. But you know what? Why? Because I had a choice. And don't get me wrong, Beta might not have had a choice. I don't know how bad he hurt his knee. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to make a point about some of you people are saying, is Rico still the champion? It's not a question if he's still the champion. Bader did not finish the fight. You have to finish the fight. And you got to, beat the champion to be champion. If I would have decided my knee is so bad that I can't finish, I don't care how much work, I don't care if I was winning or whatever the case might have been, I would never have been I would not have become a champion that particular time. This is what you got to understand about fighting. So I see all the, oh, no, bad at this, bad. Quit it. Stop it. I never got really into those arguments because it was stupid, right? The Rico is the champion. He is the champ. He deserves to be the champ because his opponent, although very good, although gave him an excellent challenge, did not finish, could not finish the fight. And as a result of that, Rico deserves all the accolades that he gets. He deserves it. And I know he might be beating himself a little bit. Well, he made mistakes. Well, the next time they fight, and they will fight again, might be a totally different fight, might be the same fight. We don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I am so looking forward to. That was one of the best fights, I'm telling you. Those are the kind of fights that we need in our sport. Those guys were out there not waiting. They were not trying to showboat. They were just trying to knock each other out. I love that. If our sport had more kickboxing matches like that, our sport would rise to the top echelon of contact sports around the world just like that. Of course, with good money, right? So congratulations to you, Badahari. Congratulations to you, Rico, on a very, very, very good fight for our sport. Congratulations to you two, Glory Kickboxing, for an excellent promotion and for, getting the word out there to have that many people there. Now, might as well to go ahead and bring that to the United States, right? And I think, but you got to build, we got to build the fighters right and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you, I'm excited about, what that fight said about our sport and what that event said about the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing. I know it wasn't Muay Thai, but it's fighting, it's Muay, just kicking, it's kickboxing, whatever you want to call it, is what I love, right? And is what I've been saying and promoting for a very long, long time. So I just want to say that how excited I was about that fight, and they did a great, great job, and I'm very proud of all of that great action that they had. You guys got to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and check it out. Badahari and Rico Verhoeven in 2019. You're gonna see what I mean. You're gonna see what I mean. You're gonna love that fight. All right, guys. So now we want to just take a little glance back into the year. Kind of excited about this too, guys. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Just some of the people that I talked to over the year and all, and so we are going to just take a little flashback, if you will. Let me just see, can I find some of those things? So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the people I had a conversation with. No, I cannot talk about all of them. There were just way too many. Yeah, I'm busy, right? But I want to talk about a few of them. So on this particular show here, we had Charles Rodriguez, and we had Dan Black, and I think it's Matthew. I can't call his name right now. They had just fought for glory and everything, and they were, I think, had just won at a big fight and everything. So we talked with them, and they were in the hotel. Really funny guys. Another great show we had with Mr. Ron Robinson, who's a regular, who's also a PKB promoter on our shows for our events. He owns Robinson MMA over there. He's an advocate for self-protection. He just has a DVD out and everything. As well. He's coming out with a little pamphlet and book. This guy's serious, doing a great job. One of the top businesses over there in Sumter, South Carolina. And that particular show there was about with Miss Whit Cranford, who, what was it that she had? She was suffering from, I say suffering, but she has, I want to say muscular dystrophy, but I'm not really sure right off the top of my head. But she's in a wheelchair. She still trains. She works out. She trained with Mr. Robinson and everything. Great motivating factor for anybody. No excuses for anybody. She does a great job. At the time, we were campaigning for her to get a new vehicle. And not that we had anything to do with it, but she did get the new vehicle not long afterwards. So, I'm just glad that she was on the show and a really big inspiration. Another person we had on the show was Mr. Jeremy Joseph. Just an average guy. He fights. So I think he's going to be in the Spring Classic. He's fought in the World Classic. But what I was impressed about with him was that he has a great story. Oh my gosh. I mean, he, he's in prison and all that. And he's been through a lot of things, but you know what? He rehabilitated himself. He's talked about how Muay Thai and kickboxing changed his life and how he's so dedicated now. His life is so different. Got, married, just just a great guy. That was a really great conversation. I really enjoyed that with Mr. Jeremy Joseph there. Another person, there's our man right there, Fernando Calleros. Now, Fernando Calleros was a former world champion. He has several world champions, 4 of them. Fought back in the days when I was fighting, really good fighter. But, he had also, had some drug issues and more, went to prison for a couple of things and totally now today rehabilitated himself and everything, living a good life, married, a great lady, just doing so well, speaking to a lot of groups now, helping other people overcome, understanding that things don't have to always stay the way they were, that you can change and be that of the better. And so Fernando, we brought him back on the show later on in the year. And he talked about his new job and all the stuff and how his mind has changed about so many things and how he's just living a good life and all. And he said, actually, and I'm very proud of this, that he said that he actually got the job as a result. One of the factors in him getting the job was that some of the people who were considering hiring him went to YouTube and saw the interview that we did, the first interview that we did on him, and they were very emotional about it, and they thought it was very good. And he said that played a big factor in him getting the job. Happy about that. Johnny Davis Live, real talk, real solutions. Okay, right now on the screen, we have our man, Mr. Rodney Ingberson. Rodney is the president and CEO of Blackout Fight Gear. Great guy. He has some great equipment. He really is focused on safety. And that's what I like about Rodney. He has some really good equipment. He has his hands right into the manufacturing of it. He gives you a good deal at it. And, he has kinks like anyone he's working on, to try to make things even better. But I'm telling you, he has a nice warehouse. He has some good product. And I think that you should give Blackout Gear a try. This is the guy who's the president. He's leading it for a lot of reasons. You should give him a try. He's a nice guy. I don't promote people I don't like. That's the truth. I don't promote them. Even if I have an issue with them here and there, which I haven't with Rodney, but I'm just saying that I still, tell you this guy has a good company. He's doing a good job. So go to my website, akpromotions.org, and order you some Blackout Gear, guys. I'm telling you, you will not regret that. So we had a great conversation. There's our man. He's the president and CEO of the IKF, guys, Mr. Steve Fossum. And we had a great conversation. Steve and I, we talk all the time, whether we are beating each other up or talking about the future and talking about how we can make things better. It's always something with Steve and I. But you know what? Nothing but love, brother. Nothing but love. And he's done a tremendous job with the IKF. He continues to do a great job, especially out there in California, but he has events across the country and everything. I appreciate him. I respect him, even though sometimes he thinks I want to body slam him. But no, not the case. We just, passionate about what we do. And when you have two passionate people, sometimes, they're going to bump, heads. But the most part, we're moving forward, guys. We're trying to make things happen, have a great agenda, coming up for 2020. His World Classic is already scheduled. I think I'm going to mess it up. I think it's July 25th, I believe. We have the PKB there again, and the PBSC is going to be there as well. As you know, the IKF World Classic has been around for like 23, 25 years, long time, and done in Orlando, Florida. So the registration is already going on for that as well at ikfkickboxing.com. So definitely you can check out more about that on the website and see all of the great events that the IKF has going on. But that's the man who's leading the charge right there, and appreciate this relationship for like 25 or 30 years now or something like that. So he was a great guest on. We'll have him on again as well. I just kind of replayed this video on yesterday, my interview with Mr. Dave Kovar. Mr. Dave Kovar, I'm telling you right now, he's a martial artist, and he wasn't really a fighter like in the ring that I know of. But I tell you, he's a smart guy. If you get a chance to go and listen to that interview, he really has some really solid points. I like the fact that he admits that, hey, I don't know it all. Hey, I'm not perfect. Hey, I have my flaws and everything, but here's some ideas. And he presented some great ideas about bullying, and he had some people close to him. I think it was his nephew who committed suicide. He had some great information on that. And that's why we played that video, because he gave some really good tips. He's 60 years old. He's in great shape. So he gave some really, really good tips about living a better life. So I hope you guys would, take a look at that as well and check him out. Mr. Dave Kovar did a great job. Mr. Ron Mock, Happy New Year to you too, sir. Always great working with you. I know you're associated also with Blackout Gear. Nice for you to be on today as well. Who's up next? So we have Mr. Joe Corley. So Mr. Joe Corley is the president of the PKA. And he says that PKA, it can be professional kickboxing or professional karate or whatever you want to call it. But he's the president of the organization. He's basically trying to revive that organization. But back in the day, that was like it. That was it. That's what I came up in. That's what I had several titles in the PKA. Mr. Joe Corley led the charge, in my opinion. Now, there were some other people in charge of the PKA, but with this promotions and when he got involved with it back then, they were like getting great TV deals on ESPN and all of that. He was doing a great job, and I think he's going to do some great things again. But we really had a great conversation. That was on my old format back then. So it's a little bit of stuttering, a little bit of, I guess with connection things we had going on. But if you listen to that interview, man, it's some great lessons in that interview with Mr. Joe Corley. So if you get a chance, definitely check that out and everything. And the way you can check out all of those videos is by just going to my Facebook page and just click on a little icon up there that says videos or something. And it'll go to all the videos that I've done over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than the man with the plan. This man is like a 20-sometime world champion, meaning that he defended his title over and over again. One of the greatest middleweight champions in kickboxing ever. And I mean that. Jean-Yves Theriault. He is the man with the plan. I love to call his name. I had the opportunity to train with him. Believe it or not, little old me from South Carolina at the time got a phone call to go train with this man. And I'd read his books and everything. And I got that opportunity and I went over and I trained. He liked me. And he actually invited me back again to beat the crap out of me. But, I held my own. I did okay. But Jean-Yves Theriault, literally one of the greatest champions ever in our sport today. If you don't believe me, go find him on Facebook, on YouTube. Jean-Yves is JeanYves. Now, don't even let me try that last name, but it's Theriault, Thieroult, I believe. That's off the top of my head. But anyway, one of the greatest champions ever. It was great talking with him. Yes, Jean-Yves, the best is yet to come, my friend. That was a quote that he made on there, and that's one of his great belief systems. My man right there. Now, listen, this right here is Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson's out of Wilmington, North Carolina. He is a top contender, I think like number 6 or something in the UFC. Obviously the largest MMA promotion in the world, right? Derek Brunson's out of Wilmington. He brings a lot of fighters to the PKB tournaments. He brings a lot of fighters to our East Coast Spring Classic and East Coast Classics. He'll be back there in March. And he's also, involved with some other things, coming up here in the area and stuff. And so, I had a great conversation with him. Great talking to and seeing a local fellow do well. And he's doing really, really well. Has some upcoming things, I think, coming up. I saw him on Facebook signing a contract for something else coming up real soon. So great chatting with Derek Brunson. Our next man, there he is, Mr. Dennis Lane. He was also a WKA world champion back in the day. Surprising enough, we had a great interview. And not surprising because Dennis is a smart dude, but he's soft-spoken and he's laid back. And it took me 20 years to get him finally on because he's around me, but he just didn't want to be on. He just, But once we got him on, oh my gosh, the collection, his belts and awards and all the people that he knows. And oh my God, what a great interview. So go find him. You can go to my search bar too and just type in Johnny Davis Live with 3 exclamation marks. and then a slash, and then put whoever's name you're looking for the interview, and you can find them as well. But Dennis, great job. Dennis is a big supporter of mine in this area as well. Brings a lot of people out, has a lot of people training and everything. Really great talking to him, and a lot of great information. You guys know who this is, Don the Dragon Wilson. I try to interview him once a year. I was so frustrated this past year. We were at the World Classic. I had a nice setup and everything. I had a great interview ready for him. And we did it. We did a great interview, but the sound was all messed up and everything because the Wi-Fi was screwed in the hotel. So, you know, Don, you know I'm going to try that again this year, right? But I have a better system now. I have my own Wi-Fi stuff wherever I go. So hopefully it'll be better. And so we're going to try it one more time. As you guys know, Don the Dragon Wilson is a huge star. Been making movies for a long, long time. He was like an 11-time, I think 11, I don't know, so many world champions this guy had, if not more, 20-something. And he's just over and over again just kept winning and winning and winning. And a super, super nice guy. Don the Dragon Wilson, thanks a lot so much for being on the show there as well. Some of my favorite people in the world right here, guys. On the far left right here, we have Ryan and Jackie. Her name is Jacqueline Hodges. They are my iCare PKB reps out in California, along with Mr. Daniel Hodges. They do a phenomenal job for us out there. They keep fighters safe. They run a good event, and they are super, super nice people. Last year, they actually got married. All right. So that is so awesome. They're great, great people. I really appreciate all they do. In the middle there, Jennifer the Warrior. What's Jennifer Waters? That's her last name, or Warrior Waters, right? She has fought for us several times over the years. She won a United States title for us with the IKF. And she's moved on now mostly to MMA. I understand she might be doing another kickboxing fight on February 29th with Mr. Don Rogers. She can find an opponent. So that would be a great, great thing if she can, because she's an exciting fighter, a really great kickboxer, doing great in MMA as well, but really good at kickboxing, right? And also hooking up with Mr. Don Rogers, I think, is a very good thing. And I certainly wish you all the luck there now, because Don and I work together. So you're still in the network. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite, no, he is my favorite pediatric cardiologist. You know, that's Dr. John Lucas. Dr. John Lucas is just awesome. He's a fight doctor and everything. And we have a segment talking with Dr. John Lucas, you know, fight doctor, who we talk about medical issues and stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, and maybe I'll post it a little bit later, one of the shows that we did, our final shows that we did, was about the common cold. I am telling you right now, one of the best shows I've ever done. Because at the time I was sick, you know, and he was a little sick, and we had a great conversation. Anything you want to know about the cold, almost, and maybe why you should wash your hands a lot, right? And maybe why you shouldn't go to the gym when you're sick, you need to go and check out that interview as well with Dr. John Lucas. There's our man, Asa Tempau. We've had Asa Tempau on. We've been following him all the way up to where he is today, a top contender in Glory Kickboxing. He's out of West Palm Beach, Florida. As I said, he just had a fight in December. He fell a little short on that one. But Asa, we're still planning to follow you about it, buddy. We're going to be right there. So let us know what's up next, man, and we will be right there and have you back on the show. Hey, early in the year, like at the kicking off, the first of last year was with a legend in the sport of boxing. Right, Christy Martin. She's called the coal miner's daughter. And I'm telling you right now, one of the most phenomenal people you ever want to meet. Right? Not only was she a great fighter, I mean, she was knocking some people out. Believe me, she was knocking some people out. And a great, great fighter. Does such a great job. And now she's a promoter and has some things going on across the country. I want to say Florida, but I'm not sure, because she promotes in different areas. She did some shows in North Carolina as well. But she was one of my first interviews of 2019. Right, we had a great, great time and all, and she's a great talker, man. And since that time, not that it had anything to do with me, but she was already deserving of some of these what Hall of Fame awards and things like that. And all, great lady, and all. Thanks so much, Christy Martin, for being on the show. And guys, we had so many great interviews. That was Glory's crowd right there that I was talking about a little bit earlier. I'm just kind of clicking through and just kind of seeing what else I had. But there's our man Joseph Creer, who just had a big fight there in with Bellator over in Hawaii, guys, and he won. So I know he's looking at some big things there as well. We've also had him on our show in the past, and we hope to have him on again. He's out of Columbus, Georgia, and he's doing some big things over there, and I know he has big plans there. Look at him, all six-packed out, right? Looking good, Joe. Looking good, man. I'm sure we'll see you at our Spring Classic. It's our 4th annual Spring Classic coming up on March the 20th and 21st right here, I say here, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, guys. Register right now. Save money right now at akpromotions.org. After Monday, the registration is going to go up $10 to $15. I'm telling you. So don't delay. Get your credit cards, whatever you got, and go ahead and get registered. And you know you're going to be there because as it gets closer, that registration is going to go up a little higher. Men, women, and children can compete in this event. It is knockout action. It's in a boxing ring, right? You win beautiful championship belts, nice cup awards, nice medals as well. It's light. There's only one ring. There's limited fighters that we can take because it's only on, we have like 3 shows for the full contact. We have a Friday night show. We have a Saturday show from like 9 to 5. Then we have another Saturday night show from like 8 till 11. That's the way it works. So we can't have it so many fighters. So you want to get registered. So right now, all divisions are open. You can open any division you want to open at this point. But after Monday, I would say give it a few days after that, we're going to start closing those divisions that have nobody in them. We're going to start closing them out, right? So you want to, I know it's after Christmas. Don't get me wrong. I will give you a little bit of time, but it won't be much. Sometime next week, at least by next Monday, not this Monday, next Monday, a lot of those divisions will not be there. So if you want to open your division and you don't see your division there where somebody's already registered, it's up to you to open it because it might not be. Don't get me wrong. I am going to try to leave some divisions open, regardless of anybody's in them or not, like the popular divisions like welterweight and middleweight and, things like that. If nobody's there, some divisions will be open for, weeks to come. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying some of those divisions where I think, maybe no way. I'm just going to get rid of them. And so I'm going to give you a few more days to even after the deadline. Remember, after Monday, the price goes up, but you can still be first seed in your division. Okay, so check it out, akpromotions.org. All of the information is there. Also, you want to start looking at your mandatory hotel stay. If you live outside of 45 miles, you need to stay at the Crown Reef Hotel, right? So please do that because that helps us. We don't make money from it, okay? But it helps us with our numbers. If everybody stays all over the place, we can't tell people that we sold 200 room nights. Can't do it. That's why we make it mandatory. And the rooms are affordable. It's a pretty nice hotel, right? So we mandate if you live outside of 45 miles that you stay at the hotel. And not every one person doesn't have to have a room, by the way. You have 4 people you can get in a room, right? And 4 people can be in. So we're not trying to get over on anybody. We hope that you'll be honest with us too. If not, you pay the non-stay fee and just move on, right? But help us out, because we're trying to do something good. The event takes money. Bottom line, it takes money. And so far, we've been very successful with the tournament. We're not making a killing, but we're at least paying the bills, right? And we want to continue to do that for all of you fighters who are now, and I talked to Chris Klopfelter, whose fighters are now fighting in Vegas on Lion Fight and all over New York and other places. Several fighters have incubated themselves from our event to other events, fighting around the world. And we like that. We have a lot of our kids that are traveling to the IFMA tournament who are going to some of these other Olympic type, tournaments, and they're fighting fine, great, right? But we are certainly have a good tournament here at all levels, can compete in it. Trust me, it's a tough thing to only have 4 people in your division because everybody kind of knows who's who, right? And so definitely, if you can, be a part of our 4th annual IKF Spring Eastern Classic in Myrtle Beach. It's Muay Thai and kickboxing at its finest. By the way, really quick, I want to talk about some of the other people I had on the show. I don't want to think. Now, listen, I'm not going to get everybody. Jeff Grady, Jordan Dodge, Benny Gray, Derek Reams, Crew Sam, Mr. Carl Nelipovich, who's my first instructor, Mr. J.T. Smith, Mr. Bruce Foster, Crew Paul, Robert Ardano, Mr. Orlando Montano, Mr. Christopher Aries. There's so many people that we've had on the show. I can't name them all. I know I should have probably named any, but I did. Right? So everybody was a big part of 2019, guys. And remember, here we go. 2020, baby. Let's make it big. Let's make it productive. Guys, everybody, please be safe. Remember to check us out at AK Promotions there on Facebook. Friend us at Johnny Davis on Facebook. You can also check out my YouTube channel at Johnny Davis Live. Everybody, always forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.